Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mildly Infuriating. We begin with number 19, remove Google AI. Help, I accidentally summoned Max Verstappen. What? What is this as a start? If you've accidentally summoned Max Verstappen, the best approach is to maintain a calm and respectful demeanor. He's a Formula One driver known for his competitive nature and direct communication style. Acknowledge his presence, express your surprise, and try to engage in a conversation about his racing career, current events in F1. How is this mildly infuriating? I'm actually super confused. It's just kind of funny. Just make sure that you don't catch him after they've just put hard tires on his car during a safety car pit stop at the very end of the race, and you should be okay. Here's a more detailed approach. Don't panic. Acknowledge his presence. Don't not acknowledge, otherwise it will be very bad. Apologize if necessary and engage in F1 talk. Wait, why is this mildly infuriating? You prompted this with a weird query. I don't know what else you would expect. I think that's just funny. I would honestly prefer Google AI responses in response to something like that, as opposed to when I'm actually asking about a legitimate thing where I want to go to a website that has more information from like first party sources. That's when I don't want the AI overview. This is perfect for it. Anyway, when visiting, family decides to use your sharpened knife of 10 plus years as an opener. That's a bummer. What did they use it to open? Like a wooden crate that you need a crowbar? Are they getting some art delivered? And they're like, we should just jam the knife in and pry the crate open. Like if they used it for a letter or something, I don't think it would do that. If they used it even on the packaging that should be outlawed. But to be fair, I haven't run into this packaging in a while. You know the packaging, like the plastic that has the edges that are like bound together, so you can't get the edges apart. You have to stab it or cut it with a knife. Then you're peeling it, and then sharp edges of plastic end up forming, and it cuts you as you're doing it. So even though you already used the knife, you end up getting yourself cut on the plastic anyway. And it's like, oh, even now I have a hard time tearing it because the plastic just does not want to come apart. Oh, I hate that packaging, and I feel like they're using it less. Thank frick. It used to be every single piece of electronics you would ever get would have that. It's less now. Thank you. Some good things have happened over time, I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry that happened to your knife. That's very sad. Bill Murray threw me a rose at his gig, but then a guy nearby snatched the flower off of it. Now I have a sentimental twig. This is like the weirdly lower stakes version of somebody yoinking the home run ball from a child or something. It's like, why just grab the flower part of the rose? Isn't that just going to disintegrate then in your hand? Like if you're going to grab the stem, you're going to have this and no one can. I'm just going to rip the flower off and then the petals are just going to fall apart and disintegrate. Sorry, I hope you got an autograph from Bill Murray and he apologized that somebody took the rose. Hey, on the plus side, they dethorned it. That's very nice. Otherwise, boy, that'd be really dangerous to just like throw out roses into a crowd of people who are all like jumping on each other for it. And the rose has a bunch of thorns on the stem. That would hurt. That'd be more mildly infuriating. I tried to grab the rose from Bill Murray and I end up slicing my finger. Phone overheated in the middle of a job interview. I assume that you were conducting the job interview remotely on your phone and you were not in the job interview really bored, and then your phone overheated and you're like, I was so bored in this stupid job interview and I was trying to just distract myself with my phone, but it overheated. And then I had to actually speak with the interviewer about this job I really didn't care for. I was way overqualified. They should have hired me anyway. And now I actually got the job because I had to talk with them instead of just being distracted on my phone. Okay, I don't know why it is. Whenever I have had my phone overheat on me, it is always this like vicious cycle where it will not, it happens in the car sometimes, but it'll be like perfectly moderate temperatures. The air conditioning is running. I'm perfectly comfortable. The phone is like, no, I'm overheating. It's like, because it's under the glass or something, and the sun is actually hitting it. But no matter where else you put it in the car, after it's overheated once, it's done for. It will not cool down ever once it is overheated in the car. Like, I don't know. It's still trying to like underheat itself, and so the processor is like working really hard to try to pant like a dog or something and reduce the heat, and then it makes itself hotter. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm sorry you were probably conducting an interview on your phone, and that's unfortunate that would happen. I hope you were able to get to something else to send an interview and be like, hey, the reason why I dropped out is because my phone overheated. I didn't mean for that to happen, and it shouldn't reflect on my performance, or you needed to hire me. Girlfriend goes through full tube of toothpaste every few days. Does she? Does she actually? Or did you just buy a bunch of toothpaste and unpack it all and throw the box away? Because I just can't imagine a scenario where anyone would ever go through a tube of toothpaste every few days. There's just no way. Either you just bought a bunch of toothpaste, you unpacked it all, threw it in the trash, and were like, this one's for Reddit. Or this rarely has any trash thrown in it, so this has just been sitting for a long time and piled up over months and months, maybe even a year. Probably take a year to go through 4 things of toothpaste. That seems about right. But there's no way. There's no shot. Like, yeah, where is the tube of toothpaste? If you're using this trash bin to throw away the boxes, where are the tubes? You putting them somewhere else? This doesn't look like recycling only. You got some crinkly plastic in there and stuff that's not recyclable. I don't see any tubes. I'm doubting this story. This looks like a little bit of, looks like a little karma that we're trying to get here. I don't see a tube of toothpaste. I just see boxes. I have no evidence to suggest that's accurate because no one's ever going through a tube of toothpaste in a few days. Got the interview invite, then got CC'd on the he's out email. What would you do? Part 2. Oh, no, we needed part 1. Does part 1 exist higher up? No, it doesn't. Part 2, the sequel did better numbers than the original. That never happens. Hi, all. I thought we agreed Bart was in. I'm sure that message wasn't meant for me, but no worries. No apology necessary. Appreciate the opportunity to interview with the team and get a feel for the role. If you find yourself looking for someone whose skill set is true, strong focus, awareness, attention to detail, proofreading, feel free to reach out. Wish you the best in your search. So I assume they sent him an invite to a job interview and then accidentally included him on an email that was internal saying that he wasn't going to get the job, which is an oopsie, to be sure. Yeah. How to ruin a sauna for everyone. Do not pour water or throw anything on sauna rocks. It's electric. Isn't it like, so isn't that what you do? I haven't actually been in a dry sauna in probably decades. Isn't that usually what you do is you have the coals and then you put water on them and then that's how it works? So like, if you're gonna have a sauna that's purely electric, why would you put the coals in there in order to make people think that they have to, that just seems like, why make just a completely useless aesthetic thing that looks like the place that you put the water over in a standard sauna, only it breaks the sauna when you do that. If you're going to do the aesthetic, make sure at least if people think it's real, which is a possibility, it doesn't break the sauna when you do it. Right, I get that it's about the aesthetic and the vibe, but don't make it so it breaks the sauna. I mean, if it looks like you're supposed to do the thing, don't make it so doing the thing breaks it. That'd be like having a doorknob for a door that doesn't require you, like it's a door that just is on a swing and it doesn't actually require the doorknob, except that if you turn the doorknob, the entire door shatters and collapses or something like that. It's like, why'd you put the doorknob there if you didn't need it and it breaks? I don't know. Or have a sign that makes it very... Look, if there's a sign that was already inside the thing saying do not put water on top, then that's a different story. People just intentionally breaking it. Okay. But if there's nothing to tell you about it, then I don't know. Seems avoidable. Anyway, lent someone money 3 years ago, got paid back today. Is that someone you lent money to, potentially a YouTuber who wanted to make a super epic LayXD prank video that was like, paying back my friend, put in pennies. Like the other people, you know, they buying a Lamborghini, put in pennies. And then the dealership goes, no, you can't actually do that. So they go, aw, frick. And then they either don't buy the Lamborghini or then they just send the wire in. And it's like, or they have just actually sent the wire, but then they take a bag and they're like, hey, car sales guy, can you just pretend that I bought the car with the bag of pennies, even though I sent you the wire? Can you just pretend, ham it up for the camera really quick? Those are $2 coins. Dang. You lent them a lot of money. Are those actually $2? Are we serious? Are those $2 coins? There's the frick. I mean, there are different coins in there. Okay, we can get a zoom in. There's a significant amount of different coins going on in here. Are we sure that this person actually counted? Because that just seems like a lot more work than going to the Coinstar, letting Coinstar take its cut. And did your guy take out a small loan to start a laundromat by any chance? Because I'm just trying to think of what possible situation could like create this much money in coins. I realize these are not U.S. currency. I'm aware. I know what U.S. coins look like, and these aren't those. This is Canada, people are saying. Makes sense given Queen Elizabeth. But I feel like you invested in their laundromat startup, and now it paid off. And they gave it back in a very authentic fashion. The hotel that we're staying at has bright lights on outside all the time. It's 3 a.m. in this pic. Like spotlights pointed at the window? Or do they have a big advertisement billboard? Okay, I'm not getting the vibes that this is like just from the way the room looks, that this is a like tall skyscraper hotel that would have, you know, billboards on the outside of it or something like that, electronic LED billboards that are blasting light out. So I'm just trying to figure out what could cause this much light. It looks like a motel. I'm assuming this is ground floor, and they just have a spotlight that's blasted on the room. Yeah, also, definitely many things can run in under the door. Rats could probably squeeze under that door if they wanted to. Rats can squeeze into some tiny little areas. I feel like someone just set up tripods with spotlights pointed right at your window as a prank, just like the coin person paying you back in the last one. Spotify recommended this playlist to my spouse, who is gay and autistic. I'm a bit scared to click on this one. That is most definitely the name of a playlist, I guess, that is getting recommended. Spotify definitely forgot to add that word to their do not recommend to people publicly list. Whoopsie daisies. Evolution of my university's logo. It's like the big techification of logos. They've got some like artistic things going on with this. I love how this lasted for 500 plus years. And then they still included most of that logo, but just, I kind of get the idea of making it so that the name of the university is readable. Because if you see this on somebody's clothing, alumni, you're not going to know what it is. At least with this, you get the name of the university instead of, I don't know, the Latin around the edge or something. And then they were just like, yeah, we don't need that art. Let's just write out the whole name and then call it good. Yep. I like the happy medium of this one. Maybe it was too expensive to keep printing this logo on a bunch of different things. Inflation did kick up. Ink ain't cheap. That's where they make their money on the printers. That ink, that toner. Whew. I think the toner cartridges for my printer are actually more expensive than the printer itself. Fun times. Woman gets angry about being hit by a tennis ball while playing tennis. Let's see. What? Did you just double throw? This looks like a skit. Why were they filming? Were they filming intentionally just to get this lady's reaction? This is wild. How dare you? How dare you hit the tennis ball at me in this game of tennis? Bro, throwing rackets at people? Also, I'm sorry, that ball was not coming at you very quickly. Holy frick. There is no world in which that hurt at all. Tennis balls, maybe if you got hit with a freaking Andy Roddick cannon serve, maybe. That did not hurt at all. What is wrong with you? And that was the last time anyone played tennis with her. The doctor told my mom no more soda at all, and she's been bragging about how she stopped. It'd be really funny if it was just a photo of sodas that someone has under the sink, and they're like, okay, how do I make a caption out of this one to get the people going on Reddit? I always go to Karma Conspiracy, but Andy Roddick, way to age yourself, Cap. I don't know, man. He was like the biggest name in U.S. tennis when I was in middle school and high school. God dang it, man. I don't know who serves the hardest these days. All right. Anyway, dude. If the caption is true, though, it'd be kind of wild to... It'd be one thing if your doctor said, hey, you have to avoid sodas. And then, you were kind of trying to hide it from your family by just putting sodas under nobody ever looks under the sink. Where they need to get the dishwasher packets. Nobody ever washes dishes in this household, so no one will spot this. So, anyway, but to then be like, I'm doing so well at not drinking the sodas, but actually be drinking the soda. Hey, to be fair, these don't look open. So maybe she's not actually drinking them unless like she's kind of cracking the top open instead, because usually they open at the end and then they kind of like cascade forward. So maybe they're not, maybe they're just there, but they haven't been consumed. Could be the case. I don't know. They do look like they might be full. That's just the handle right there. You carry it by the handle. So it could be okay. Because it would be why, if you're going to drink it secretly, just don't say anything at all. You wouldn't be like, I'm doing so well not drinking them when you're just straight up lying. It'd be better to just not say anything than straight up lie. But anyway. Someone said Nadal, Djokovic. Those are more recent. No, to be fair, Nadal and Djokovic were also just as prevalent in middle school and high school. That's how long their careers have been. Andy Roddick did have the hardest serve, though, at that time. I don't know if someone's beaten it yet, but he was able to do like 140s on the serve. Sorry, we're getting sidetracked on that. People like, what the tennis are you talking about? My cat apparently believes mousing is a catch and release sport. That's wild. That just looked like a stuffed animal in the cat's mouth. Oh no, dude. It's not even moving. It just looks like a toy. And then it drops and it's not moving. I was like, is that a toy? And then it runs away. You want to kill the mouse. They're cute. I feel bad too until they start chewing up everything in the house. And I'm like, oh no, it's over for you, dude. I have no sympathy anymore. If you are destroyed in the trap, it's completely over, bro. Although the rat that we had that was destroying everything was a chunky freaking lady. I don't think that little tiny thing would be doing nearly the damage at the rat, the chunky freaking rat that we had in the basement. Oh my God, dude. You're right. The cat's like, you gotta be self-sufficient at some point. I'm gonna watch. This is what you do. I let it go so you could catch it. Ran away. You suck at this, human. Every time I leave my computer unlocked around my younger brother, this happens. Is this mildly infuriating? This just seems fun. This is like the Max Verstappen Google AI response. All right, I don't see the problem. If someone came into my office and changed my wallpapers to crunk, I'd be like, this is okay. I guess I'll keep it. So, this is fine. I guess I should have added the not the table to the sign. Free, take what you want. What is this? What is this assortment of things? They looked at this assortment of things and were like, why? I'll take the table. Honestly, kind of funny. I'm like, what? Am I going to pick up this weird doll that doesn't have clothes? Am I going to pick up someone's used face mask? Am I going to pick up their mugs? Or candle holder? Or an old stuff? Like, I don't want any of this stuff. A table's a table, though. Like, is that included? Guess I'll take the table is the only thing here of any value whatsoever. I don't know what this other stuff is. Maybe there was other things that were actually more useful alongside of the other stuff. But if it was just these things, I don't really blame the people for not taking them. Anyway, Elon Musk shared my photos without credit, claiming they were made by Grok. Oh boy, fun times. It's a long video, but okay, what do we have?
A bunch of my photos on X/Twitter. And while that might seem really cool, he did so with a title saying...
What does it say? Generate images with Grok. People inside instruments. I see. Except the images weren't generated with Grok.
Generate images with Grok AI. And that I find a little bit frustrating because, as hopefully most of you know, all of these instrument photos that I...
Is this, oh, wait, we paused it in an opportune frame. He's like, oh, I'm just staring at the camera. Wait, that's crazy. Is the person's name Charles Brooks? I'm assuming. Photographer behind architecture. Okay, I assume this is the guy. Charles Brooks. Wait, that's wild. So he does like these crazy studio setups and then takes a photo from inside of the instrument.
What seems to have happened is there's a guy called Eric Jang.
That's pretty cool.
He lifted my photos from somewhere.
Dang. That's a cool concept. I don't think I've ever seen these before.
And used Grok AI to put little people in them. And that's what Elon then went.
I see. So he put the people into the thing with the AI, and then Elon was like, yeah, this is made fully with Grok. So, oopsie. Well, thus is the nature of the generative AI world that we live in, and I'm sure the problem will definitely resolve itself. Indeed. I'm optimistic about the future of everything. My son-in-law cut a piece of brownie for himself. We are debating if he stays in the will. Hey, at least he didn't do the thing where he cut the brownie and then took everything else around it. He just really didn't want crust. He's a big no crust kind of guy, huh? Doesn't like the burned areas on the side of the pan. Also, that's the worst cut I've ever seen in my entire life. Did he tear it out? Or did he cut that cleanly and then he was just like, no crust for me. I think I'll just lift this by hand out of the pan. Great work. I'll remove him from the will. I agree with your sentiment. Definitely. Can't renew my grandpa's passport because his birth year is not available, 1922, yet it goes up to 2125. Wait, it goes up to 2125? How does it go up to 2125? Oh, I clicked on the over because I thought it was a gallery of photos, but nope, that arrow is just baked into the image. Why is there a next image overlay baked into this image? I don't understand. Are you the original poster, or did you fish this from someone else? Anyway, they just expect that nobody over 100 years old is going to be traveling, I guess. But also, you might have been born in the future, so you better get those passports ready in advance for your future great-great-grandchildren, I guess. Honestly, that's kind of an accomplishment, though. Just be like, damn, I've survived so long that everybody just expects I must be dead. And they don't, like, obviously you can go into a place that renews passports and solve this. It's not an impasse. It's just annoying that you can't do the online renewal. But it's kind of an achievement, isn't it? It's kind of an achievement. Anyway, congratulations to your grandpa for being 103 years old and still kicking it, trying to travel. Can you imagine trying to travel at 103 years old, though? Like, you got to be in some pretty freaking good shape to be doing that. Anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe to stay tuned for more, and that's pretty much it for the last month of Infuriation. I'll see you next time.